it going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Glad you dropped in today. Got a crazy little project to do today that just demonstrates how tight I am with my money. I don't like to spend money, boys, so if I don't have to spend it, I won't. So check out this project. So here I am trying to get my shoes on. Right now, anybody that's reached the ripe old age of whatever you are, if you're anything like me, getting your shoes on, it's a struggle. You have to bend over first of all, and for me, my knees aren't what they used to be, and bending over is not as much fun as it used to be, that's for sure. So I have to, you know, I got to get, here's what ends up happening. I get down on one knee, and then I try to get my shoe on, so I lift just my toes up, and then I kind of fest and wrestle, and then I got to get my finger in there, because I don't untie my shoes, right? Because if you untie your shoes, that means you got to get down here again when you put them on to retie them. So that's another one of those things that's on the don't do list, right? So here we go. We get that in there, and you get there. You get them on. So there, you finally get your shoes on. Then you got to stand back up. Okay. Now you're ready to go, right? So yeah, it's a challenge to get your shoes on. Isn't that something? Who'd have thought, you know, like when you were a little kid farting around, running around the yard, turning somersaults and, you know, climbing trees and everything. Who would have thought that someday you wouldn't be able to put your own shoes on? Or it would be a struggle to. You don't even tie your sneakers anymore. Oh man. There's things you can do, to help you get your shoes on. One of the things is you can get one of these. It's a long shoe horn. About 20 inches long, little hook on the end of it. So you don't have to bend over to put your shoes on. You just stick the shoe horn in the shoe and on she goes. Trouble is, well, this is a metal one. This is a good one, And I was just checking on Amazon just to see how much these shoe horns cost. Well, scare the shoes off you. You can get plastic ones for about $5. Not so bad, right? But the metal ones like this, I'm not sure what this one is. I couldn't find this exact one. But I did find metal ones on there, like as much, well, a lot of them were $15, $23. I saw some $65 for us, an extended shoe horn. Yeah, and I must say it's a good one. And there's still like 50 years of life left in this. But before I got this, look what I did. I had an old piece of wood, right? Drilled a hole in the top, tied a string on it so I could hang it up, so you don't even have to bend over to pick this up off the floor. Don't forget that. And then I took, I cut a little slot in the end of it here, and I took a piece of plastic, cut in the shape of a shoe horn, and put it in there, and I had, voila, my own shoe horn for nothing, right? This was scrap wood, and I'm going to show you where all this came from, because this one, I use it so much, she's broke. See that? So I have to make another one. So what I have to do is, I'm going to try and take, I've got this secured in there with glue and 2 screws. I'm going to try and take those screws out, get this out of the piece of wood, fit a new, or cut a new piece, fit it in there and put 2 screws in it with some more glue. So let's see how we make out there. Hey, it's sticker time again at Grampie's Workshop. One of my favorite times, you all know that. And I've got lots of nice stickers on my wall here. Isn't that nice? It's great to have stickers for all the channels that I like to watch, and it kind of reminds me of out here in the shop, and I see one like, for example, Orange is my new green. I look at that and think about Luke and all that he's doing around his place, doing all his landscaping and everything. Oh, and speaking of Luke, look what I got in the mail this week. From Luke at Orange is my new green. So not only has Luke designed himself a new channel sticker, which by the way, Luke, she's top notch, I have to say. He's made these nice little cards, look, even on the back. It says YouTube in the back. Made out of cardstock, pretty fancy, Luke. And here's his new sticker. And just like on the card, Orange is my new green. That's a really nice sticker. A lot of time went into designing that one, I'm thinking. Anyway, in the card he has a little note. He says, "Hi Mike and Nanny. Here's my new sticker 2.0. Maybe you could stick this over version 1.1. Take care to you both, Luke." Well, you know what, Luke? I love getting stickers so much. I'm not going to cover your old sticker. Your old sticker is kind of special. Someday that'll be a collector's item. But I'm going to stick you on my wall. I think I'm going to start putting them up here. So you're going to be the first guy here to start on the upper deck. Luke at Orange is my new green, a really nice sticker, but even a better channel. Check them out if you haven't done so already, and tell them Grampie sent you. To start with, I'm going to take the screws out. I also have nuts on the back of them. So we'll just take that nut off of there. And we'll take this nut off of here. The thing is too, when you make these, or if you plan on making one, I have the front of it so that the screws are smooth, because this is where your foot's going to go, right? But I also tried to make the back of them as smooth as I could too. I need a little hammer, I think, to get these out. Alright, now see how that glue just dried up and went away. So there we go. So all this is a piece of pine, 3/4 inch square, and it's 24 inches long. I put a little bit of twine on the end of it, just wrap some twine around the end, and then I dipped it in some black paint, just so that it would be a little bit of a grip, a knob on there to hold it, because when I pick it up off the hook on the wall, like I'll pick it up like that, so then I need to flip it around and I need to have something to grip the end so I don't drop it on the floor, because if you drop it on the floor you got to bend over, right? And the trick here is that we don't want to bend over. That's what we're trying to eliminate. So yeah, I just put that on there just as a grip, so that worked good. And then at this end, 3 of the sides are just square and flat, but on the back side I filed it to a little bit of a taper, as you see there. And then I just took my saw and cut a little groove in it. So that's where I'm going to insert the plastic piece. I have to, I'm going to replicate this piece here because this is broke, as you see. So where do I get this? You know, nice curve in it and everything. Well, look what I have here. This is a piece of downspout from Plastic Rain Gutter Systems. When I took my plastic rain gutters down, I saved a bunch of the parts and pieces, so I have some of this little piece of the downspout left. And if you notice that, it already has the shape now, right? So I don't have to bother about trying to bend a shape or form a shape in it. So I can use this old piece and put it on here to trace out the shape. That would work good, eh? Or if you were making one from scratch and you happen to have an old shoehorn around, you could use that to determine your shape. Or you could just freehand one. I mean, it's not that hard, right? So anyway, what I have here is, I have this, there's already a hole in it. I'm wondering maybe I can use that hole. So I'm going to even repurpose that hole. Why not? So there we go. Okay, now I'm going to trace around here with a pencil. I have to be careful when I'm cutting them because this plastic gets brittle with time and it'll end up cracking if you don't cut it carefully. So what I might even do is get my heat gun out, just warm it up a little, just to make sure it doesn't crack while I'm cutting it. Okay, with my heat gun now, I'm just going to warm this up a little. I don't know how much is too much for heat. But I'd say that's too much because it's starting to deform already. So we'll just go with that. I just had a set of snips here and we're going to try and cut it. So it's cutting nice. These are straight cutting snips. I should get the angle cutters. Okay. Okay, I got the red ones here. The red ones are for cutting to the left. Switch to the right cutting ones. And there we go. I did put a little bit too much heat on it because it's getting kind of wavy there. But I'm going to try and put a little bit more heat on it and straighten that back out and see what happens. I'm going to use the old one, where is it, right here, for form. Just sort of hold it against the form till it cools. Okay, there I just kind of tidied up those edges, but they're still a little bit rough, so you can just take some sandpaper, smooth them up a little. The only other glue I have in house is LePage's Ultra Gel, which is like crazy glue, right? I'm going to put a little on here. Doesn't take much of this to glue, right? And a little on here around those holes, right? Put the cap back on right quick. Then I'm going to put it in the wand, making sure that I have the rounded side towards the front. Line up those holes. Make sure it's straight, or kind of straight. And then put my screw back in it. I think the screw went in the bottom hole. That'll work for that one. Put the nut on it. Like that. And then tighten her up with the screwdriver. And then we'll put this nut on here. Tighten the screw. Let's try it out. Okay, so here we are. In order to get my shoes on now, I just put my foot in here, put my shoe horn at the back. No bending, folks. How great is that? You call me cheap if you like, but there you go. I made myself a nice, for nothing, shoehorn with no bending required. I like it. So you could go out, you know, spend anywhere from $5 to $50 on a nice fancy shoehorn like this, or you could go to the shop and make one. I went to the shop and made one. No bending. Let me know in the comments, would you please, how cheap you think I am. And if you want the plans for this, just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and I'll forward you the plans. Thanks for watching, folks. Sure hope you enjoyed this crazy little video. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.